where would this displaced Palestinians move to?
Okay,
What is the
I'll
source of
comment.
Palestine? What is the destination?
Yeah, so there is no space for them as far as both sides are concerned. Whether you're going to converse about the Jews doing that to the Palestinians or the opposite, that basically means removing them from the land at all cost, regardless of the fact where they're going to end up. So there are kind of groups who on both sides who happen to hold that opinion. Uh, and some of it can be theologically based in regards to that, or they use theology to determine that, and some on both sides basically just think that the other doesn't have any rights. So it's a spectrum. So I hope that was clear enough.
So it doesn't sound very prudent, the displacement, theory, because you're talking about population in millions, right? These are not 100 families or 500 families or 10,000 families that you can, move, from one place to another. So displacement doesn't seems to be a very, logical solution, so as to say, at least till so far there is no destination known. So that's point number one. So second is also, when if this emanates from theology, what to do with Jerusalem? Because it won't be easy for the Muslim population to give away the rights to Jerusalem. That has been the main bone of contention for a very long time, even for the two-state theory. Is the control over the city of Jerusalem?
Sorry, Shaji, are you talking about displacement of Palestinians or Israelis?
Of the Palestinians, Naimaji, and welcome.
So it's
Yeah,
basically a double-sided thing. So it can be displacement on both sides, where some groups believe one side should no longer have the right to live there. So that doesn't sound. We've discussed, nobody's proposed that on our panel so far, but some people have that in ideological scenario. If they were to get to a situation like that, whether it involves ethnic cleansing or at any cost, one side should be removed.
Yeah, I saw yesterday. I don't know whether you guys have seen those leaked documents from U.S. State Department, which has been carried forward by WikiLeaks also, about this. A deliberate displacement of Gazans from the area, and they should be pushed towards the Sinai desert. And it has been discussed with this Jordan king and also with the Egyptians, but Egyptians are not ready to, take this a proposal. That's why these when Biden went to Israel, and after that he wanted to meet these Muslim leaders, and they didn't meet because he was going to push them towards this proposal. I think something is about this thing, that Israel is adamant to push these Gazans out of this area so that it will be a sort of a corridor between Egypt and Israel. I don't know. You can talk about that.
Yeah, I came across those papers as well, but that is more to do with what some. Well, it can be connected, but in those regards, that's something which Israel has kind of, the state of Israel has been kind of propagating for decades now, and they have not shied away from it. If you look at it, what are those illegal settlements? They're called illegal for a reason. Those were designated Palestinian areas. They haven't shied away from like getting in and out of them, have they?
So I also read, something similar, that displacement to Sinai in Egypt, and then ultimately to Canada. I mean, that was the second extension, but it sounded more like a conspiracy theory than you know something else.
But I don't think this is, I mean, conspiracy theory. Something is there. I mean, maybe not of this magnitude, because the way Israel is bombarding these areas, I think it is. It, I mean, sounds like they are making sort of a corridor for something. I mean, I can't say it is. They want to push them towards the Sinai, but something is. I mean, they are just decongesting this area, bombarding these, I mean, houses and everything, trying to have a sort of a corridor where they can reach to, I mean, Egypt without have this Rafah border and all that. There is some plan, but I don't know. Uh, I mean, cleansing is there, ethnic cleansing is there. There's no doubt about it, and that's why these United States and the other countries in Security Council, they are not, I mean, willing to have this ceasefire at this moment until this action is done. There, so maybe there is some agreement to get your work done, and then there will be this ceasefire.
I think it can be one of two things. One of the things which Israel was negotiating with Saudi Arabia and UAE in recent times was the construction of the Hijaz railways and the pipeline all the way to Neom city. That corridor is kind of a parallel thing to the BRI. So, but this project is more to counter the BRI, which many people know is the One Road, One Belt initiative of China, and this is on behest of United States and some other countries. That kind of involves Egypt as well as UAE. It has Saudi Arabia in its wings. But again, that was something which people were considering is going to be taken care of by Saudi Arabia, who are going to do most of the development of those things when they come into existence, while they're in terms of the area controlled by Palestine. And the Palestinians will be okay because of them being of Muslim origin. But when this bombardment and that thing went, that deal kind of went on the back burner, and that's what the recent conflict did. So it seems to me the reason why nobody is proposing a ceasefire in the Western countries, or majority of the Western leaders are not doing so, is because they want Israel to take over by control now the entire region of Gaza. Once they've taken that into control, then the negotiation, rather than in terms of peace, is going to be more likely to be on when and how is Gaza going to be ruled? Is Israel going to let go of Gaza, or is Gaza history? And if Gaza is history, then what about the Palestinians? Are they going to remain over there? Or obviously, not all of them can move out. But what is their everyday life going to be? And so these are some very serious questions which need to be answered. And that almost leads to the one state solution, which a lot of people talk about. But one state solution, forget the Palestinian side. Israelis do not even like to hear that word. Because if it was a one state solution where Palestinians are equal citizens, they will clearly outnumber the Jews and people from Israel who happen to carry that nationality currently. And again, that would make them lose hegemony, and they will not be able to practice apartheid, and hence be labeled as an apartheid country. So it's a very tricky situation in those regards, and that's where we are, I guess.
So are we talking about the displacement of Jews or Muslims? I'm a little bit confused. I
Well,
think
right now
if
we're
we are
talking
talking about
about
the Jews,
displacement of.
it will be more practical, I think, because
No, right
they
now.
have came from Hungary, from Austria,
No,
from
no,
Germany.
we're looking at I understand where
We are
you're
talking
coming.
about the displacement of